Just look at this tin. Oh, it is all my dreams and all my realities all mixed into one. This time we're gonna look at a mod that is purely clutter. It is not functional, but man, does it bring me joy. It is the sewing mod that you can find in the Steam workspace. It comes with all sorts of cute little elements of clutter that just really can fill up a space, and they are so customizable that it brings me back to my childhood. I grew up in a very small town. People had businesses from their homes. There were a lot of houses that were converted into shops. It was a strange place. But part of my formative years were spent in the sewing room. And it was not only a skill that you needed to survive as a human, but it also gave you lots of freedom and creativity, and it's messy. And this might be where the crafty element came in that's still with me today. Who knows? For this build, we're gonna go for a little shop. It might look slightly weird, but this is what I grew up with. In this world, it's also a multi-generational situation. So we're trying to be a little more hip. We're trying to bring some fashion into this little town, and we're gonna try and make do with what we have available to us, right? So only base game plus the debug elements and then this sewing mod. And we're also not always going to match everything perfectly, like stylistically, no, because there is a power struggle in this sewing shop. There is mom that believes that we don't need to change anything, the people will come. And there is the daughter that just wants to, zhuzh it up. So we're building a little reception, because this is a very modern take. I love this sign that comes with the mod. It just screams timeless elegance. In the debug items, I found this counter, and I think that is a little bit more appropriate. The other option is maybe too modern. And let's be real, there is a shop down the road that closed down, and we bought this counter secondhand, slapped some chalk paint on it. Everything is great. We love a good piece of furniture that we can repurpose, or something that comes at a discount. In early access, the advanced toggle tool does misbehave sometimes, so fingers crossed. We always love a bit of lighting. Maybe we sell some thread for people who just need to sew a button back on. And just look at the different variations we have of thread. And obviously you can change the colors any color you want. That's always fun. Ooh, look at, and a little notebook. And we're going to use a stack of books and squash them so that they can be patterns. People can come and browse. I remember that from the fabric store. And a doily, because grandma crocheted that and we're paying homage. We also need an antique lamp, but we gave it a little bit of a zhuzh. So new flashy fabric for the lampshade and maybe an outrageous color for the base. Yeah, and we're just using the base game towel for this. But because this is a fabric store, we just want texture everywhere. We want piles and piles of fabric. Even the wallpaper is a little bit of a fabric moment. Am I going to actually play with the walls up? Not a chance. Never gonna happen. I'm going to place a room divider so that I know where the wall is supposed to be, because when you toggle the visibility, all interior walls will disappear. And for my purposes, I just need there to be some separation. Because this is the only seamstress in town, you know that they do everything from a wedding dress to, I don't know, Halloween dress up for school. They do it all. They do it all. We're somewhere between like really, really classy and very average. And then a rack for all of the items we pulled. Yes. And look at our change room. Isn't that cute? But we need to get down to business. We need a back door that goes to the shop, and maybe we'll go double story for this. Let's go with some industrial metal stairs. That's doing it all. It's giving the vibes. We do have a brick building, so it does make a bit of sense. If you've ever done any sewing, you know how important a nice big table is. So let's give them the best table. Look at this singer. One day when I'm grown up, maybe I'll have one too. Let's get a pattern. We're busy cutting out the pattern. We've got massive scissors. We've got our rulers. We've got our tin. The fabric we're going to use for this. And then let's populate our tin. We also have big fabric rolls. Obviously, we have different patterns. We can use everything from the base game and apply that. And this just makes it feel so real. It makes it feel full. We're going to need extra storage. You know, we don't buy the same quantities of the same fabric. Certain fabrics are more popular than others. But we're very organized. We're going to have all the colors together. Let's place a couple of heads for hats. And it's also easy for us to see what stock we have. Now, originally I thought we'd continue with the theme of the wallpaper, but then I really thought about it. And there is no way that Mama Seamstress will pay for wallpaper when they've got perfectly good bricks. This is just a fact. And in the debug, we have these newspapers, and I just imagine that they are clippings of fashiony things. This lovely mural of a shoe. Maybe this was a shoe shop, a factory, a cobbler's domain, if you will. And it's just there. It suits the vibe. We also need an office space. This is not our main priority. Everyone hates the admin, but we need to be on top of things. We need some filing. We have paper. We have some books to inspire us. We've got a newspaper article because we placed an ad in there. And look at all of these variations of the sewing machine that you get in this mod. It is just so freaking cute. So each person has their own little workstation. Okay, look, let's talk about this leg lamp. If there's ever been a spot for the leg lamp, this is it. I just love how much you can do with this mod. It's not functional because sewing isn't a skill in Paralives, but it should be. This is just the most thoughtful mod. It's literally all the bits and bobs, or pins and bobbins. We're going to make this a little more homey, add some curtains. You know they had some leftover fabric, and that's what we did. And at the end of this, we have a lovely tailor, a seamstress, a little fabric shop, a fashion paradise, a family dynamic full of drama and passion. That! If you like real-world elements to be present in your builds, this is definitely a high recommendation from me. Check out the sewing mod. I absolutely love it. Till next time.